everybody! Joy here, and I'm sure you can already hear that there's something wrong with me. I've been wanting to make a video, but I'm telling you, I just noticed that I have a few clips I did make for you. I'll put them in here somewhere and show them to you. But the thing is, Jerry and I both got COVID like almost a month ago. And we felt pretty awful at first. And then we felt better, but I can still barely hear. My head feels like it's just full of cement or something. And my ears feel like they're totally clogged up. And you can hear my voice. And I'm way past however many days, you know, you're supposed to stay home and not go anywhere. But I'm not 100% well yet. And I just don't like to make videos when I don't sound good. Well, I don't know that I ever sound good, but at least I don't sound sick. Well, maybe I sound sick because I usually have allergies. Anyway, it's easier to make videos when I can hear and when my voice isn't clogged up. Okay, I hope that makes sense to you all. So I've been doing all I usually do. I've made a whole bunch of blouses. I've made 2 pair of pants. I've made 2 pair of shorts. I've worked on a quilt. I've hung up a quilt. So I've been doing lots of things, but I just have not felt like making a video for lots of reasons. And lots of things going on. It's summertime. Going back and forth between the 2 houses, and who cares about that? Nobody. But I sew, and I make quilts. I also can crochet a little bit. And you know, for my birthday last year, was it my birthday? No, it was Mother's Day this year. My daughter gave me all this really pretty yarn from her yarn store that she owns. And I'm trying to remember how to crochet. But the thing about it is, she says, I know a lot of you knit and crochet. She sends me these yarn things. I guess they're called skeins. And you can't make anything with them until you change the shape of them. And you have to have this big umbrella thing and this other thing, and then you have to hook up the yarn from here to here, and then you have to wind and wind and wind and wind and wind. And I need to do that. I need to come up here and do that, but every time I come up here, I pass the guest room, and you know what goes on in that guest room. You do know what goes on in there, don't you? Fabric everywhere. I just bought, did I buy another piece? Ooh, I did. I just bought another piece because I wanted to make some black shorts. I'm into shorts all of a sudden. I've made 2 pair of shorts, and I've worn them almost every day. You saw last video, I showed you the shorts outfit that I made. And I love them. And I have a skirt that I bought at Walmart the other day that's this color right here. And I came home. Is that my phone? I came home with that thing. It's got, you know, it's short and it looks like a short skirt, but it's got like stretchy shorts underneath it. And I just love it. Number one, it fits me. I love anything that fits me that's ready to wear. So I came home and went through all of my shelves looking for this color. And I found this piece right here. So this top is totally made. It's the Hot Patterns top. You've seen me make it many times. You can actually roll this part up right here. And I made it so the stripes would show. I mean, I just like made this yesterday. And I haven't figured out, you tell me what you think. Do you like it rolled up with the skinny stripes, or do you like it down with the fat stripes? So if I decide I want it up, you got to go tack it so it'll stay up like that. Let me look in the mirror. I like it both ways. You tell me what you like. I have not hemmed it yet. These hems that are curved on the front and the back, they are so hard to hem up. The pattern says it's a 1-inch hem. There's no way on earth you can hem this up 1 inch because it won't go up 1 inch here without making the rest of it go up like 3 inches. I should have prepared it ahead of time and gave myself room to turn it up. I did on the last top I made, but I forgot to do it on this one. So this one may never have a hem. I just wore it to lunch and to Hobby Lobby with my friend Philly, and nobody said, "Oh my goodness, look at that lady, her top isn't hemmed up." In fact, I just told Philly, I said, "I know you never watch Peggy. You never watch her." But I said, I just watched her the other day, and she was talking about going to the high dollar, super expensive stores, and the new garments coming out are so amazing. They have unfinished seams, unfinished hems, and unfinished hems at least. And how gorgeous they were. So I've decided I'll just be like the super fancy clothes and maybe just not even hem it at all. Maybe I'll cut it off another inch. But this is my latest make. It's the Hot Patterns. Remember me making this several times, and one of the tops has the stripes going this way and that way. You can cut the top all up and make stripes. Yeah, it's that top. Okay? I just happen to have a pair of earrings already made to go with it. Jerry isn't here. It's another reason I thought, Jerry isn't here. I could make a video. When Jerry's here, it's hard for me to make a video. It's our other house. Jerry can be downstairs in his office and I can be upstairs in my sewing space, and we can't hear each other. That house is super insulated. We built that house and we had every wall insulated, even the garage. And so you can't hear from one room to the other. So I don't bother him and he doesn't bother me. But this house is different and the sound echoes. You can hear it. I get complaints from you all. The sound is just strange in your new house. And it is. And so if he says something to me, I have to say, "What?" And if I say something to him, he says, "What?" So when he gets his new barn built in November, he'll be able to go play in his barn a lot like he does at the other house. And so then I'll be more comfortable running around the house from room to room making snippets for you. So you want to go in the guest room and see what's going on in there? Let me haul you in there since we're upstairs. Hold on. I have to tell you something fun. A little girl that used to live here, she's 6 years old. She came over here the other day. Look! She came over here the other day and she showed me what this does. That's how come the light was off. Okay, so yes, here's the fabric that has to be folded and put away. You know where we are. And there's my guard dog over there on the pillows. So here's the thing. Somebody said, "I watch you for quilting and you haven't been quilting." I have been quilting. I have been making Edita Sitar's mystery quilt. Was it called the May Mystery Quilt? And it's this, what do you call it? Scenery, landscape. I think you call it a landscape quilt. And I wish I had listened to myself, because I gave myself a lecture back a couple years ago and said, "You're never, ever going to make another mystery quilt until you see it all made up." So this is supposed to be a river at the bottom. Then that's supposed to be a road. Then that's supposed to be cabins. Then there's supposed to be trees. And then there's supposed to be mountains. So I have been working on the mountains. Now that mountain right there is the biggest mountain I can cut out with my scan and cut. And the mountain is way too small. Also, I don't know that I need to have snow on the mountains. I don't know. I did that and then I stopped. I picked the sky because I thought it looked like it had snow in it, so I thought it was a cute sky. But the thing about it is I did not like Edita's mountains at all. I showed them to Jerry and he said, "Oh my gosh, those are horrible." She did a fabulous job using half square triangles to make her mountains, but to me her mountains just don't look like mountains. To me the river looks like a river, the cabins look like a cabin, the trees look like a tree, but I did not think her mountains looked like mountains. So I found that piece of fabric in the closet the other day, this one, and see how it's, what do you call that, ombre? I'm thinking about cutting a mountain, the whole width, 58 inches, cutting one whole gigantic mountain range from that fabric and putting it on that blue sky. So I haven't finished this quilt. It's on hold, and because it's there on the bed, I can't fold my new fabric. And you've probably already seen all this fabric. I just bought a couple pieces from Peggy again. I bought that one from her. I bought that gray knit there. I don't wear a lot of gray, but I do like gray for my pajamas. Ooh, this one got really, really wrinkled in the washer and dryer. So that one's going to have to go back in the dryer and get de-wrinkleized. But those are my latest. The gray knit that she said that was fuchsia, and it's not fuchsia. I was disappointed because to me that's not fuchsia. To me fuchsia is a bright, bright pink, and that's more of a, I don't know, a burgundy grape, purple, I don't know, some color. But I'll make something out of it. Okay? So this is my mess of a guest room. Let's go downstairs. Okay. I didn't bring the tripod down, so do you all remember me getting that vase when we bought this house? Oh, several months later when I decided when we finally got our table and our chairs. I went to Hobby Lobby to look for something to put in the middle of the table, and I found that pot, vase, whatever you want to call it, for 75% off. And then I found these candles right near it, 50% off. So I bought those to put in the middle of this table. Then I decided I needed to have some placemats. I probably told you this in one of my videos. And I brought my color, all of my colors, that I have a piece of fabric that has all the colors of this fabric. It's Kona cotton, and I have a great big yard of fabric that has all of the colors that this comes in. Okay, so I brought my color sheet down here, and I found this color and I found this color. Then I ordered yardage of it from Missouri Star Quilt Company because they carry all the colors of the Kona cotton. And then I just had the fabric here for months and months and months. So I finally forced myself early this week to get this fabric on the long arm and quilt it. So you can see I just put brown on the back and the blue on the top on the long arm, really, really, really thin bat in between, and I just quilted the great big huge piece of fabric. Now I'm binding it, and Jerry wanted me to put brown around the blue for the top of the placemat. So I've been working on that for hours and hours and hours and hours. And I got 2 of these done today. And I decided if I do at least 1 a day, between now and 4 more days is up, then they'll all be done. So that is the placemat project up to the minute. So we're coming into our office now, downstairs. Our office isn't done yet. I need a rug, I need a couch, I need a plant, and I'll get around to that someday. But what I got done this week was, are you ready? Who knows what it is? Who knows? Raise your hand. Who knows what I got done? Nobody. Oh, my friend Viv knows. Okay, so I'm in the closet. You're in the closet with me. So I made my friend Viv a cat quilt several years ago because she loves cats, and she'd had like 7 cats over the years, and she loved cats, and I needed a project to do, and I found this pattern for this cat quilt at a quilt shop in Missouri. I was up there visiting my friend Deb, and we always go to the quilt shops when I visit there, and this pattern and an actual quilt was hanging on the wall, and I just loved it. I'm not into cats like that. I mean, I had cats too, but I'm not just nuts about cats. But I knew Viv was, and I knew that she had a whole bunch of old sewing catalogs. You know, where you go in the store and you look at the Simplicity catalog and the McCall's catalog, and yeah, she had a whole bunch of really old ones, like from the 50s and 60s. And so I was thinking, since this is about books and cats, I thought, oh, I've got to make that for Viv, and I can make it the pattern books and the cats. But then I told her asked her if I could do it for her, and she said yes, but don't make the books about sewing. Make the books about cats. And she gave me the name of all of her cats. And so every cat has a book. Like our cats were Barney and Boots. And so one of the books is the story of Boots, and another book is the story of Barney, and we had a couple of the cats too. And so her quilt had 7 story of cats. Then all the other books in this library were written by the cats. Those books were written by the cats. So this is a cat library with books written by the cats. And so I came up with titles for almost all of the books. Okay, do y'all remember when I did that? So I had the quilt all made up for Viv. I was looking for a box to put it in to ship it to her, and Jerry saw me doing it, and he said, what are you doing with that quilt? And I said, well, I'm sending it to Viv. Well, what are you sending it to her for? I love that quilt. That's the cutest quilt you ever made. I said, well, I didn't make it for me, Jerry. I made it for her. I said, I can't keep it. It's got all her cats in it. All the books have to do with her family. I can't keep it now. So I think it was the next year, because this didn't happen quickly. And y'all know I did videos on it. I made one for him, and I surprised him on his birthday. He said that's the best birthday he ever had. He just couldn't believe it. He was speechless. When he saw the quilt, he was so surprised. He just loves it. So I finally got the binding sewn all around the back side of it, and we got it hung up. So now that you know the story again, let me go out and show it to you. Up on the wall, between the 2 windows. And the lights, I don't have the lights in here. And the 2 windows, of course, are making the lights complicated. But you've seen it many times. You remember on this one, I didn't do this on Viv's quilt, but on this one, I hung some pictures in here. And there Jerry is holding our cat, Boots. I think that's Bootsy and Pepper. Or Bootsy and Meow Meow, I'm not sure. We had several cats die or get killed somehow by animals. One got up in the motor of the car. And there's there's a picture of Bootsy and Billy Bob. That was those 2 cats. I just happened to have those 2 pictures. So this quilt has pictures in the bookcase, just those 2. And then it has all of the books with the titles that I made. Okay, see there? There's Story of Billy Bob. There a cat wrote a book called Think Like a Human. What's that one called? Kitty Kisses and Purring Wishes. Kitty Kisses and Purring Wishes is the tall purple book. There's Story of Barney, Free Falling Fun, The Pitter Patter of Kitty Feet, Surprising Humans with Bird and Mouse Leftovers, gag me, Treetop and Garage Door Mishaps. Yes, Jerry had to get out our tallest ladder, climb up a tree to rescue Meow Meow, got caught up in the top of a tree, and then Barney got caught in the garage door. The garage door was open, and we didn't know Barney was up on top of it. And we just pushed the button to close the garage door, and he got stuck up there. And he disappeared for 3 days. Jerry got out on the 4-wheeler, and he searched the woods. Day after day after day, he searched and searched and searched for that cat. We thought sure he had died from getting squashed in the garage door. And he came home. 3rd day, late 3rd day, he showed up, meowing, perfectly fine, lived many more years. What's this one? This is Story of Meow Meow, the very first cat. Oh, I won't take a long time to tell you about that one. But there's a story on Meow Meow. Living 9 lives. Jerry to the rescue. He was always rescuing them. Blood on the blinds. Blood in the blinds. Oh, blood in the blinds. That's supposed to be blood on the blinds. In the blinds. I guess it doesn't matter one way or the other. I mean, I wrote them. Pause at the fire pit. Yeah, we had to take one of the cats to the vet because the cat walked across the fire pit that looked like it was all burned out and there was no fire and the wood in it was still hot and the cat burned its feet. Fluff happens, whiskers and waggles, training your staff. The cat wrote a book about how to train your staff. Kitten training manual. There's my name. I gotta have my name in something. What does that say? Joyful Journeys with Jerry. Joyful Journeys with Jerry. The Terrible Night of the Owl. Oh, that was a terrible night. Lifestyles of the Pampered Puss. Story of Pepper. Isn't that fun? It's just fun. It is just fun. I told him, I said, Jerry, you don't have to have this in your office if you don't want to. He said, yes, I want it. Let's hang it up. So he helped me hang it. Okay, so for my quilty friends, that's the latest quilt I got hung up in this house. Okay, so this is on the towel rack. Totally, completely unprofessional. But this is a blouse I made last week and I love it. I love the fabric. And this fabric I ordered online from Joann Fabrics. I don't know if they still have it or they don't, but I thought it was cute. And so this is Peggy Sager's blouse pattern. It's called V-neck something or other. I don't remember. I'll put it in the description box below. But it's a V-neck and it has the pleat in the front and I don't know that she even sells it anymore. But the sleeves are too big as sleeves. Oh, get the threads off. Why is that coming undone? This is a whole new system, you understand? Hanging clothes on towel racks. So there's 2 pair of pants I made out of Kona cotton. I absolutely love Kona cotton for pants. And remember the color chart I told you about that I matched the placemats to that jar with? I brought the same Kona cotton out of my file cabinet, the color chart, and I picked colors in this blouse on it, and then I ordered those 2 pieces of Kona cotton. Here's the 2 other colors of Kona cotton I bought to go with it. And I can't see what you can see. Oh, the buttons won't match this though. So I may not wear it with this, but the buttons go fine with this, fine with the burgundy, and fine with the green. So this, even though it matches it, will probably just get worn with something else. Kona cotton, get you a color chart, and I ordered 2.5 yards for each pair of pants, 2.5 yards of each color. So I told you that I had some miscellaneous clips I had made prior to today. So right now, from here forward, you're just going to see some clips I made. It was like July 4th or July 5th, or both of them. I'm not sure. I'm going to put those here for you to see, and then I'll say goodbye at the end of it, okay? I'm sorry this is so chopped up and strange, but at least I got a video out, didn't I? Some crazy stuff's been going on. I know somehow all this new fabric got here. And I've got to fold it and get it all put away. But that's not the crazy part. The crazy part is, last week I didn't feel good. I have allergies, as you know, so half the time my nose is running and my head's stuffed up anyway. But I had 101 fever one evening. That whole day, I probably talked to you that day, but that whole day I was freezing. I'm never freezing. I'm always hot. Jerry's always cold. And so when I'm working upstairs, the more I work, the hotter I get, and I keep turning the thermostat down. Well, I had that thermostat up on 74. I think I even had it on 76 in one room, and I was still freezing. And so Jerry came in, I told you at the end of my last video, and said I need to go to Home Depot and buy some part. And he said, let's go out to eat. And so I had my new blue blouse on, and I found the pants that matched it, yay, and I went with him. But before I got in the car, I said, let me grab a thermometer. I said, I don't feel good today. So I took the thermometer with me, and I stuck it under my tongue while we were driving, going to Home Depot, 45 miles away, and I had 101 temperature. And I never ever, I can be super sick and not have a temperature. I can have a bladder infection and not have a temperature. Oh, I mean, you got to have some temperature, but you know what I mean, a fever. I don't ever get a fever hardly. And I can't even remember having a fever since I was a kid. But I just thought, I just feel so funny. That's weird. So I had 101 temp. So Jerry was all worried. He said, we're going back to the other house. I want you to see the doctor. So I woke up the next day and my temperature was normal. And I said, oh, Jerry, I'm fine. There's nothing wrong with me. He said, we're going to the other house. You're going to see the doctor. So we left there. The tree guy was supposed to come chop down the tree. Supposed to be there today. Chop down the tree. We wanted to stay. He said, no, you're going to the doctor. Came back, went to the doctor. Was it yesterday? The day before yesterday. I lose such track of time. It's just awful. When we came back here Monday, and I saw the doctor early Tuesday morning. So I went in there, and I said, I think I'm sick. My temperature was fine. I said, I think I'm sick, and Jerry had told me, Joy, that doctor doesn't see people for the sniffles, so I figured he was just going to send me home, right? So he felt my head. I didn't have a fever. I told him I felt like my head was totally stuffed up. I couldn't hear. Did I have a sore throat? No. I had had congestion in my chest. And thought I did, and constantly coughing, constantly blowing my nose. So he had this cool chair. I never have been in one of these kind of chairs before at the doctor. But at this doctor, I'll use my dog. So play like this is the table. Okay, and so you can lay down, Well, he made the table go like this. Put your feet out. Go like this. And so the back was straight up and you could sit here. And then your back is against this. So you're sitting, you're not laying down. And so then he stepped on a pedal and made me go way up in the air. And so he felt my glands and I told him, I said I get swollen there a lot. And he looked in both my ears. And then he did something no other doctor's ever done. He put me way up in the air and he looked under my nose. He put a flashlight under my nostrils and looked up my nose. He said, oh my. He said, Jerry, come over here and look up her nose. I thought, oh dear Lord, what's up there? So Jerry looked up my nose. So there's this thing you have in your nose. It starts with a T, I think. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know the name of it yet. But he said it's like a tonsil inside your nose. You have 3 kinds of tonsils in your head, evidently. The ones in my throat were removed when I was a kid. But evidently there's something in your nose that's like a tonsil. He said, yours are swollen. The most anybody's can be swollen. He said, your nose is almost 100% blocked by your swollen, whatever those things are. Well, I could have told him that. I didn't know those were in there, but... So he gave me all these things to do. He said, you are going to feel like a new person if you will do what I tell you to do. And I'm sure you all know what he told me to do. He told me to take that squirty bottle and squirt this water up my nose and take Allegra or Zyrtex for 5 days, twice a day, morning and night, and gave me these pearl things for the cough, something to squirt up my nose, which I really don't like. It doesn't work for me for some reason, but I got it and did it. So, I have felt a whole lot better, but that's not the deal. The deal is, he said, I want you to go down to the lab, I want an x-ray of your lungs, and I want you to get a COVID test. Well, I didn't want a COVID test. I knew I didn't have COVID. I've never had COVID. But I thought, I don't want to upset. My other doctor can't stand me because I never want to take the pills she wants to give me. And I'll say, no, I'm not going to take that, no, I'm not going to take that. And so it ticks her off, because, doctors, some of them think they're God. So this doctor says he wishes he never had to give anybody a pill. So he and I get along great on pills. So the lab is right downstairs and it has really, really, really nice people at the lab. Super nice. And they see you right away. So I thought, all right, I'll go have the nose thing. Oh, or they stick something up your nose. And I knew I had heard people get a Q-tip up their nose. So I'm thinking, a normal Q-tip like you put in your ears. No, the Q-tip's this long. And it's got a teeny tiny cottony tip on it. You probably all have had it done. I never had. And that girl said, put your head back, and she stuck that thing up into my brain, and my eye just gushed water out, just like a lake, water everywhere. And it tickled. Oh, this eye didn't do anything, but this eye, oh my goodness. And I thought, well, dear Lord, I'm glad that's over. It's horrible. So then I had the chest x-ray. Chest x-ray came back perfect. My lungs are perfect. Thank you, Jesus. But the doctor contacted me later in the afternoon, and he said, Joy, you have COVID. I said, that's impossible. How could I possibly have COVID? Look at me. I'm perfectly fine. I can do jumping jacks. I can sew. I mean, I feel great this week. He said, your fever was several days ago. He said, you look fine. I just saw you. You look fine. Your lungs are fine. He said, I think you're at the very end of it. But he said, go ahead and stay home for 5 days. And I'm sure Jerry has it too. So y'all just stay home for 5 days. So anyway, supposedly this is COVID. My daughter's a nurse, you know. And she said, Mom, COVID isn't what it used to be. It's a much, much lighter strain now. So praise the Lord for that. But you can hear I'm still stuffy. And he says you don't get antibiotics for that. So he didn't give me any. So I don't know if my head's ever going to clear up. You know, I thought going to him I just had allergies. But supposedly. But then, when I got to this house, all this fabric was waiting for me that I had ordered from, where did I get this one? This is really cute. I think this was a Peggy Sager's. Several of them are from Peggy. The white ones are from Peggy. And I'm pretty sure this is from Peggy. And the blue is from Peggy. Yeah. Several are from Peggy Sager's. I've got 4 knits over there you can't see. You know what a knit looks like. They're solid colors. This is from Peggy. Or is it from Joanne? Some of this is from Joanne. This is Joanne. This is Joanne. The white ones are Peggy. This blue one is Peggy. Very heavy knit. I don't like this kind of knit. I know I got this from Peggy because I don't really like it. It is so heavy. Look at how it drapes. It's just heavy. Heavy, heavy. If I make anything out of this, it's going to be a sleeveless simple top. I may have to make 18 of them. I got so much here. I think I've already started the snippet. I already can't remember. I think I started yesterday showing you my fabric mountain in there. But while I was doing my fabric mountain, I picked this up to fold it. And I thought, I really like that. I'm going to go downstairs and make a blouse out of it. So I did. I still have the cold, or they say I have COVID, but whatever. So I'm sorry I sound funny. And I don't think it's the sound. I have carpet in here and a quilt and a chair, so I don't think it's the sound. I think it's just me. So here's my new. It's a new Joy style using a Peggy Sager's pattern to start. Which pattern is it? Well, it's downstairs, so I can't tell you yet, but I will tell you after a while. I have done so many fixes on this pattern. Now, I like Peggy's patterns. I also dislike Peggy's patterns. But I'm going to tell you the good thing about Peggy's patterns. She has BCD bust sizing. I use the D. But the thing about Peggy's pattern is, and she's very right about this, just because your bust is bigger doesn't mean your shoulders grew out here, like a football player. Your shoulders don't go anywhere when your bust gets bigger. Believe me, I know. My belly's gotten bigger, my shoulders are the same. My boobs have gotten bigger, my shoulders are the same. Yeah, but some reason the commercial pattern companies, they think as you grow, as you become a different size, even not even in the bust, but say you go from a 10 to a 12 or a 12 to a 14 or a 14 to a 16, your shoulders don't go anywhere. I don't know, I guess if you're really big, you could get some chub on them. I don't know. But this is as the pattern is. And I made, her patterns are very bizarre. They're 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5W, 6W, 7W, 8W. Her sizes are crazy. I don't like that. Her Numbers are for finished garment measurements, which is a good thing, but commercial patterns usually put your measurements and the finished garment measurements, but Peggy's sizes are from finished garment measurements. So I think the finished bust in this was 44 inches. I'm 42. So I decided I would use that size, whatever size it was. Now, even though she knows your shoulders don't get wider, her sleeves are very large. And she always says, well, just use a smaller sleeve. Just use a smaller sleeve hole. Just do this. Just use your templates. That doesn't work for me either. So what I do is I put the huge sleeve in, and then I take a tuck in it, see? And then it fits me fine. I really like it. Sorry about my voice. I apologize. Now, this pattern is actually slit clear down to here. But she gives you, thank you, Peggy. There's good, there's, you know, bad in everybody. Good and bad in me. Positive, negative, call it what you want to. The real pattern is split clear down to here, and she says you need to wear it over something. Well, yeah, either that or just, you know, let everything hang out. I don't want to wear it over something, I just want to wear it. So she shows you in the pattern how to raise this slit up. Now, I could have mine slit to my belly button and nobody'd know the difference except my bra would show. But it's right here to where my bra is, and so I think I'm going to raise it like another ½ inch on the next one. We'll make it again. I'm going to take a tuck in the back neck. I don't think I'm going to do anything else to it because I really like it. It's got this pleat in the front from here down, and it fits just fine because I knew the finished garment measurements would fit me, so that's a good thing. It is a good thing. So I'll tell you the name of the pattern after a while. I'm on the wrong floor. I'm upstairs. And I don't have any helpers downstairs I can yell at. My daughter has a radio. Guess what? My daughter. Guess what? She's going to be on TV. She is. I'm so excited. And we don't get TV here. 2 people today. My friend Philly told me she's on TV every Sunday in the choir. I don't get the channel she's on. Then my daughter calls and says she's going to be on the news channel on August the 12th, Channel 9, Oklahoma City. And I don't get that channel. So when my husband gets home from whatever he's doing, he went down to the lake to test his motor or something on his boat. Whenever he gets back, I'm going to tell him, we have to buy some kind of TV so I can watch Philly and Tammy on TV. Yeah, Tammy and her employee, Rebecca, are just a wonderful, wonderful team. And you know, they have a yarn business. And they went to, for those of you that crochet and knit, my daughter's business called A Chick That Knits, K-N-I-T-Z. You can find her online, A Chick That Knits. They went to what's called a yarn crawl in Texas several months ago. And the yarn crawl is like a shop hop where you go to all these different yarn stores for like a whole weekend, I think it is. And then you collect tickets or stubs or stamps or something, and there's prizes. Well, they don't do that in Oklahoma. There's no yarn shop hop in Oklahoma. So my daughter decided that she's going to do that. And she is. It's been a big, big thing that she and Rebecca have been doing. Turns out she's got 12 shops. They're going to be in it here in Oklahoma. And Tammy and Rebecca are in charge of putting the whole thing together, doing the advertising, taking the videos. And it's sometime in August. This is 2024. I'll be back after a while and show you the pattern, okay? The last thing I said to you in this video was I was going to show you the pattern that I was wearing. And the problem is, whenever I make videos, my patterns run away and hide. They really do. I can never find anything. Let me see. That was a Peggy Sager's. Here's the one I'm wearing. You remember? Hot Patterns. Hot Patterns, and it's number 1189. Here's the striped one. Remember, you all like that one. Every time I wear it, you love it. Oh, you want to see what I'm making my bathing suit out of? It's bathing suit. It's bathing suit material. See, it's real springy. And I couldn't find any I liked. This was the only one, and I just got it because I like the colors. And who did I get it from? I can't remember. Style Makers, maybe. And then this is stuff that goes inside for your bra, part of your bra. There's some cups around here somewhere. I still haven't found Peggy. Let me pause you a second. I'm searching all over the place for that Peggy Sager's pattern, so I thought I'd show you since I ran into this. This is the way I'm going to make my mountains. Out of that brown material, I'm just going to cut a great big long strip of mountainy shapes. And this is what Peggy made them. Not Peggy, Edited Sitar. These are her mountains. So, and they're wonderful. But I don't want to make them. I don't want to sew all those things together. I'll have them so crooked they won't look good and probably won't get the colors right. So I'm going to do it my way. And I still haven't found Peggy's pattern. I'll be back. Now that I remember where I keep my Palmer and Pleated patterns, I finally found it. It is called Fisher's Pleated Blouse. I don't know where Peggy gets her names. Something to do with who made the original that she copied. But you can see here my two pieces of fabric. The two that I made, that I showed you in this video. Oh, I did something. The second time I made it, I made a facing for all of this. I know I told you I made it different because I reinforced it. I said I reinforced the facing and I put the tape to strengthen it so it wouldn't bend sideways. Yes, I told you, I remember now. So it is Fisher's Pleated Blouse number 418. Whether or not you can still get it, I do not know. It's late in the day. It's almost 9 o'clock. Looking out my sewing window, there's a big swimming pool across the street in the neighbor's backyard. And I have to look at the people sitting by the pool all the time. I keep thinking, I wonder if they'd notice if I walked over there and laid by the pool. It's so big, maybe they wouldn't even notice I was there. I don't want to get in the pool, I just want to lay by it. Anyway, I'm going to let you go. I'll be back. I don't know when. You know, if I don't show up for a while, don't worry about it. There's so many other people to watch. Oh my goodness, I watched a really, really good girl. She's got over 90,000 subscribers, and she's actually a teacher, a real teacher. I can't remember if I told you this or not. She's a real teacher. And hopefully she can remember what she says from one minute to the next, unlike me. But she I was telling Philly about it. That's why I'm thinking I told you. I told Philly today at lunch. She's really good, and she's young, and she actually teaches classes with kids in them. I don't know how old they are. Probably older because they were making nice dresses and skirts and tops. I'll put it in the description box below. Okay, always look in the description box. If you think, well, what pattern was that, or what number was that, or what teacher was that, or what video was that, look down in the description box because I usually look it up later and then I'll just put it in the description box. Okay, so you know this pattern. I'll watch that lady tonight, and this time I'll write her name down because I don't remember what it is. But she's real pretty, and she always shows the clothes that she makes. There's so many. You know, when Jerry's gone. So when he's gone, I turn on the TV and watch YouTube. And so then I can see all these people that I usually don't get to watch because I don't watch stuff like that when he's here. You know, he would find it very annoying and wouldn't like it. So we just watch fishing and RV stuff when he's here. So goodbye for now. I'll be back when I'm back.